All right, Kelly, thank you very much. All right, welcome back to the Milken Global Conference here in Beverly Hills. We got a big crowd behind us here. Now, shares of Palantir, they're down today. They had their earnings last night. Most people said the earnings were good. So what exactly is going on? We'll talk about that, but the real news is this. There is a big deal that is being made in AI today between Elon Musk, XAI, TWG Group, which is Thomas Tull, Mark Walter Investment Group, and also the aforementioned Palantir. And we're joined now by Thomas Tull and the CEO of Palantir, Alex Karp, in a Power Lunch exclusive. Guys, thanks for your patience. Appreciate you being on. Why do this deal with TWG, XAI? What does Palantir get out of this?
Well, first of all, Thomas is a legend in the investing community, and almost all the successful defense tech startups have been financed by him, and has a reputation second to none. And I know his work and his reputation in the defense tech startup world, which we know very well. And without him, many of the great startups that come after Palantir would not exist. The mission of Palantir is to give an unfair advantage to our friends. And if you look at what regional banks have been saddled with regulatory hurdles and deep technical issues, almost all of which can be solved by the combination of his insights into banking, which he's one of the most successful people in the world at, our tech infrastructure and large language models and compute. And that combination will bring the unit economics of a company like Palantir to regional banks and allow them to do what big banks are claiming to do, and grow their revenue at much lower cost.
He's very nice, Thomas. I mean, very complimentary, but here's the sad reality of AI. Every company wants to say, I've joked, Alex, we're going to change our name to CNBC AI because you get like a valuation pop. AI is really good at taking money. It's not been very good at making money.
I think that's exactly right. You get pitched things like that all the time. And in our case, we hired Drew Kukor, who's a very well-known practitioner in artificial intelligence, built JP Morgan systems, and built out our team. And before we put this together, we use it at Guggenheim. We use our platform on all our systems, and it's made an impact, a material impact. And everything we talk about is, if you made $1 before, are you now making more than $1, or are you just talking about it? So that's what we're...
Most people are just talking about it.
Okay, but this is the thing. You've got to judge a company or an institution by the fruits they bear. And the thing at Palantir is we're quite good at making money. So we're highly profitable. There's a rule of financial hygiene called a rule of 40. I think the highest ever recorded, or one of the highest ever recorded, 83. We make money by being downstream of value creation. At Palantir and with our partners, we own value, and we take a part of that value and get paid on it. So we're not going to be making any big money unless the people we work with make even more money. And one of the problems of the AI revolution is it's a tale of two cities. It's a tale of people who take your money and give you flowery language. In the past it was woke. Now it's like you get to feel good about something that's not true. Partner already see the value. We see every industry where the unit economics change, which is why Palantir is growing 1% in the U.S. commercial.
We're going to get to that in a second, but I think I would say this. It's fair to say that AI, Thomas, is like the seed. We're planting a seed and hoping it grows into a tree. With this deal, you're kind of already buying the tree in a way. Palantir's built out. XAI, they've got the infrastructure sort of built out. That giant processing center in Memphis, Tennessee.
That's right.
Lots of land, lots of fresh water, by the way, lots of electricity and stuff it takes. How quickly does this put you sort of, quote, in the game to sell money-making AI to Wall Street and insurance companies and more?
Right now. Because, again, we have been doing this. You know, Mark built an incredible financial empire.
Mark Walter.
My partner, Mark Walter, 30 years of doing this, has an incredible deep knowledge set around finance, structure, etc. We know that world deeply, and we know what's possible now because we've done it. So we're not asking others to do anything that we haven't done ourselves. So by this year, we'll be out with major customers across banking, insurance, money management, and I think by having Palantir, their tool set...
You already have customers interested.
We absolutely do, yes.
Already?
Already.
And you just announced it this morning.
Yeah, we've been working on this for a while. You better have some substance by the time you announce this. We're very excited about it. And with xAI, not only do you have their models, but as you mentioned, their compute is unparalleled.
You know,
by the way, a slight pushback. It's not just making money. It's making money with less money invested. And what makes AI very special is not just that you grow the revenue in partnership, but the cost of getting the revenue should go down radically. And this, again, is particularly important for smaller institutions, because in the past, the way you would do this is by investing billions and billions of dollars into complexity, and the smaller institutions could not weave their way through that complexity. But what we can do, to use your metaphor, is supply the pre-built tree of your knowledge, xAI models, and our software infrastructure, and that pre-built tree lowers the cost of revenue and allows you to increase the amount of revenue you can take.
Because you know what I'm talking about, okay? When we talk about, let's go back to what they call greenwashing, right? Every company was climate friendly, right? We make bleach and now we're we make, chemicals and we're climate friendly. There was a lot, every company wanted you to say they were green, they were whatever. There's a lot of that going on in AI right now, Alex. You know that, right? Companies like, oh, we used to do this, but now we're AI and everything's great. How much of it is just BS? I was going to say something else.
You've got to judge the products by what they bear. So, again, is the cost of revenue less? Is the revenue going up? Are you able to deal with complexities you couldn't, like regulatory complexities? Are you able to impose unique business strategies onto your business? And those businesses are going to flourish. And yes, there's a lot of BS. But you can really, really see it in the numbers. One of the things, by the way, I would say that's very contradictory is the people who are most interested in making money are going to gravitate to the things that actually work. And it's very similar to the battlefield. It's like there's not BS on the battlefield. And if you're going to partner with Thomas and his partners, you have to deliver real financial results or they're not interested.
Because you're not doing magic. This is about success.
And you better have metrics to weigh and measure everything you're doing and to be hyper honest about the results. That's it. And look, I believe artificial intelligence is ultimately going to have an unbelievable impact on almost every aspect of life, but it's early, right? And it's not magic. It's going to take time to develop use cases, find out what works. And, that's what we're diving into.
Billionaire hedge fund manager Paul Tudor Jones, who you probably know, said on CNBC this morning that AI was like going to kill half the human population or something like that. It's an existential threat to humanity. Sounds like you would disagree with that.
Well, I'd have to have the context. He's obviously a very smart guy. But I do know this. We have adversaries on this planet that are pouring everything into artificial intelligence, quantum computing, space. And if the United States is not willing to compete and go all in, I think we're going to have very big problems.
To just tie these, the biggest danger to your company or to our country is not being able to know what to invest in and what's BS. The stuff you can invest in on the battlefield all over the world has already changed the course of history. And right next to it are a bunch of complete BS products where the unit economics are completely fallacious.
Like what? Give me an example.
Look, I'm not
garbage.
Okay. We're focused on making our business great, but every business is going to have to reach out. And one of the things that makes Thomas so special here is you can't expect everyone to have the taste to pick out the thing that's BS or the thing that's not. Thomas went and found the world's leader in battlefield operational AI and hired him. So you don't have to trust your taste on AI, you can trust his. You don't have to trust your taste in what's going to enterprise, you can go look at his. And by the way, every government in the world is doing this. They're looking at what works and what doesn't.
Well, he told me yesterday that Palantir was pretty good at this.
Most people in the world who are making money by lowering their unit economics and growing their revenue and or are alive on the battlefield have a partnership that looks a little bit like the three of us. And
Very
that's
quick.
what we're replicating.
Well, I want to ask about Aaron Rodgers, but it's Steelers, but I know he's going to walk off. Very quickly, your numbers look, I got to ask you this. Stock's down today, but you printed money. You've made a lot of people millionaires, a lot of our viewers and listeners, hopefully, very rich. What's the market getting wrong about today?
Hey, if you don't like 71% growth in US Com, 45% growth in USG, a rule of 83, 55% growth in 90% of our business, in 55% growth in the U.S., 49% growth in 90% of our business. You don't like that? Go look for something else. We're pretty happy. You don't have to buy our shares. We're happy. We're going to partner with the world's best people, and we're going to dominate. And you can be along for the ride, or you don't have to be.
Are we going to see Aaron Rodgers in a Steelers uniform this year?
I'm here to talk about AI, and that's a more complex issue than artificial intelligence.
I don't know if that's an existential threat, but we'll get it. We won't get into it. Don't worry.
Thank you.
I've got a panel later with Peyton Manning. Maybe I'll ask him.
He's a good man.
Thomas Tull, Alex Karp. Great conversation. Big deal. TWG, Palantir, XAI, change in financial services and insurance, and it's not BS. But Kelly, I am BS, and I'm going to send it back to you.
Great stuff, Brian. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Brian Sullivan,